I want to share with you today a new tool from Google that is absolutely amazing called Google Squared. To get there, you go to www.google.com/squared. And when you get here, it will look a lot like the normal Google search page, except you'll see that this is a lab, which means it's something that they're currently testing. It's a new product. What Google Squared will do is go out onto the internet and pull information together based on lots of different items and lots of different information about those items. So let's say, for example, we wanted to search for US presidents. All I do is type it in and hit enter, and Google will go out onto the internet and try to pull together as much information as it can about the US presidents. And it'll display this inside of a spreadsheet, or what they're referring to as a square. Now, it may take it a little while to pull all of this information together, but as you can see, it's well worth the wait. Here's what it's done. It's gone out and pulled out names of different presidents, images of those presidents, descriptions of those presidents, their date of birth, where they were born, what party they were in, who they were preceded by, who they succeeded by, and who their vice president was. And it also gives you the option of adding more information. So if I also wanted to know, say for example, when they were inaugurated, I just type inauguration in that column, and Google goes back out onto the internet and finds that information for me and puts it into the square. And it does it all automatically, which is an important point to remember. All of this information is pulled together by a computer, not by a person, which means that some of the information could be incorrect. But it does give you the option of seeing where the information is pulled from. If you put your mouse over a certain cell, down on the bottom here it says that this information came from whitehouse.gov. This information here came from wikipedia.org. You can also change the information. For example, I don't think that's what John Adams really looked like. It's pulling that information from www.zazzle.com. I don't particularly like that picture. So if I click on it, it gives me a different options of pictures that it found of John Adams. And I can choose which one I prefer. So I'm going to choose this one. I think that's a better representation of Mr. Adams. And it goes ahead and puts that picture right inside that cell for me. If you scroll down, you'll notice that not all of the presidents are represented here. But it does give me the option of adding 10 more items. I'm going to skip that for now because it would take more time for it to find all of that information. So it very quickly pulls all of this information together for you and puts it into a very easy to use form. I think it's pretty obvious to see how students could use this tool in their research. Let's use another example, this time from science. Let's search for planets. When I put that in there, Google once again goes out onto the internet and starts pulling together all of the information it can find about different planets. And here we go. Well, Pluto. There's some debate whether that's a planet, and even has it on here that it was added as a list of minor planets and given the number, has that information in here. It also has eccentricity, different types of information about the planets. So this would be very helpful for students who are trying to learn more information about the planets and comparing them. Another very important thing that Google Squared can do is you can share your square with other people. You need to be signed in. I'm not signed in to do that. But when you click on share, you can actually send a link to other people to look at your square. So as a teacher, if you created a square that you found very helpful, you could email it to yourself for later use, or email it to your students or to parents. The other thing you can do is click on export. And you can either save this as a CSV file, which is something that you can import into programs like Excel or other spreadsheet programs, or you can upload it right to Google Spreadsheets, where it'll put it in your Google Docs account. As you can see, this is a very, very powerful and helpful tool that will help you pull together information to share with your students or for students to pull together themselves. Hope that helps.